Hi, welcome to this first how-to video on the Peugeot 107 that we've got for this track car project. So in this episode we're going to take the rear back box off, as the exhaust has a rattle in the back box, which I'm not sure what it is yet, but hopefully at the end of this video we will find out what it is. So to complete this, what we'll need is a jack, some WD-40, this is special fast release penetrant, a pair of scissors, some axle stands, a light, some sockets and ratchet, a little extension bar and an over bar, set of safety goggles, a couple of spanners, screwdriver, long breaker bar, impact wrench and some socket removals. So I've already attempted to take this off once and it's been corroded on the car for the last 7 or so years at least, as far as I know from the previous owner, and yeah, it's not coming off, so those socket removal tools will probably come in handy. But first things first, let's get the car jacked up. So with the jacking up, just under the back box of the car and just behind is the rear axle. Now if you've got a trolley jack like this one, I tend to like to jack straight up on the middle of that and stick a couple of axle stands over to the side, which we shall do now. Right, with the car supported on the axle stands there, we can now start tackling the bolt itself to remove the centre pipe to the rear back box. Now under the car from the side, we were looking for this clamp here. So the nut's just on the other side, which you can just about see there. And you can also see there that it's rounded off. So this nut is completely solid in there, and I haven't managed to get it off at all. Hence the strip nut removal tools which will work on here. So what you do is undo that clamp and remove this pipe separate, which we'll do now. And now we're going to just spray it with some penetration fluid to help it loosen off. Liberal coating to try and get it all loosened. So now with the clamp removed, we just need to split this piece here apart using the flat blade screwdriver and a hammer. rear we've got the box here, and then we had one rubber hanger up there, and then another one just up there. So what I tend to do is spray a little bit of penetration fluid up there, which I shall do now. Just helps lubricate where the rubbers are, and you got to slide that off. Back box removed from the car. So you can see this pipe up here is what runs down to the centre pipe, and this is your exhaust tip out of there. Now this one here has a rattle inside, so we're going to shake it about and see if we can find out what was inside this back box. So what I initially thought was either going to be the parts of the catalytic converter or some pebbles. Seems to be a plastic sort of cube structure. You just see that there, which I'm guessing is the baffle on the inside of the back box. Yeah, a better picture of it there. So that's rattling around in the exhaust. I tried to get out most of it, but it is still rattling around there. So this is definitely going to need a replacement back box. So what we're going to do now is going to test fit the back box that I'm going to use on the car with its race theme to check it all fits and fine, and put on the new clamp. And then we might refit this one for its MOT. So here's the old back box we saw before, and then this is the twin exit straight through system that I'm planning to run on the car. So we get this up and into the section and replace it with a new clamp. So here's the new clamp we're going to use. This is a slightly different design. Rather than having it clamped round on one nut, we've got two nuts here, and then the top end is squared off, fitting that hole. So that self-tightens. Hopefully this is going to be a better plan, or something to keep an eye on and replace when needed. So there's the exhaust system installed. So we'll just come down there, you can see it all nicely setted. And then down under here, you can see that nice new silver clamp we put in. Much better than the previous one. So this has been the first how-to on how to change the back box from that to one like that. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to see the status of this car as it builds and gets further and further towards my project race car. Thanks for watching.